day 89 of the journey to pro MMA and bodybuilding. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a back and biceps day. We are getting closer and closer to getting back into MMA training. My ankle has definitely recovered a lot. In the last 24 hours, I've had some weird stuff going on with it that makes me uncertain and makes me feel like I want to spend just a little more time letting it recover, because if I come back in too hard, it could be a problem. But I've been doing bag work each day that I've come into the gym, and it's held up during that. So I'm thinking today I might try a little bit more aggressive bag work, a little bit more with my legs and not just boxing. And we're going to see if it still is holding up there. Still just really going off of a high after the Arnold Expo. It's like I said in the vlog, which just uploaded a little bit ago here. It's on the page now if you want to go see what my trip to the Arnold was like. There is something very inspiring about being surrounded by fit people. And not just fit people, but really jacked people, a lot of influencers, being surrounded by nothing but that for multiple days at a time. There's something very inspiring about that. There's a reason why the Bible says iron sharpens iron. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I think that when you have somebody who is in a place that is better than you, maybe they have a better physique or they're more skilled in their technique in fighting or whatever it is that you're trying to get better at, just being around them and being in their presence, you learn from them, you get inspiration, and you get some more motivation. It lights a fire in you, to get better. And so I've been hungry most of today, but literally it's just been kind of, picturing what the dudes on stage looked like at the Arnold Classic, picturing what some of the, the influencers looked like who I took pictures with. That just reminds me, if I want to take my place amongst them and I want to be on that same level, it is going to take some real dedication. It's going to take, it's going to be real. It's going to take real sacrifice. And right now in this phase of my journey, that sacrifice looks like hunger. That's really what it comes down to. So I know that is going to be tough, but that is how we're going to have to do it. So we're going to stay locked in. A couple other things. And this is something that eventually, obviously, I'll have a coach for, and that I should be able to even pretty soon get some answers on. I've been trying to figure out what parts of my physique are the weak areas aesthetically, the areas that I need to improve upon. And it's kind of hard right now because I'm not lean enough to where you can actually tell where those problem areas might be. It's part of why I haven't talked to a coach about it yet. I want to at least be lean enough that we can very clearly see, okay, this needs to grow, this needs to shrink, etc. But as of right now, all that I did, it's funny because, I can actually see it. I literally just took my physique photos that I had taken in the posing room at Pro's Gym, uploaded them into AI, and just asked, based on what you know and what you're able to access about bodybuilders and bodybuilders' physiques, what are my problem areas and what are my strength areas? And I gave it my height and weight and everything too. And we'll start with strength. It said that my strength areas are definitely my shoulders and arms. Apparently guys at my height in the natty world, not really in the enhanced world, but in the natty world, it is very difficult for guys at my height to build arms. Just because, again, our reach, it's really easy for arms to just be kind of long and lanky and not get that bulk. But that's not a problem that I have. And then it also said my shoulders as well are a strong point. And the nice thing about my shoulders being a strong point is that as of right now, my biggest weak point is my waist, my midsection. And the broader my shoulders are, the more I get that V taper, regardless of how small my waist gets. So obviously, waist is a good example of something that we literally will not know if it's actually a weak point until I am lean. I could definitely see it being an issue, which I don't love, but it is what it is. It even told me, just based off of what it was seeing, that it feels like my waist and what that ends up looking could be the difference in whether or not I go for open bodybuilding or classic bodybuilding, classic physique or open. Because as you guys know, the difference there, whether I want the V taper that really has that X silhouette of the classic division, or if it's going for it still matters, but not mattering as much, in the open division. So I'm still not sure what division I'm going to go into. I have my weight, honestly, could go either. So it's just going to depend on a few things. But problem areas. My problem areas that it talked about were, there's really three primary ones anyway, again, based off of just what we can see now, which I'm not lean enough that we can see everything. One, midsection. That's just obvious. I mean, that's plainly obvious. We don't even know what my ab genetics are like. We don't know what that's going to be like. We don't know if the width is going to go away once I get lean. I know some guys who get super, super ridiculously lean, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't V. It stays like that, and they just stay flat. So it's going to depend on that too. But the midsection. And then two, my upper chest. It said that my chest separation is good, but it could be a lot better. And so, and it's kind of funny, right? Because it even said, it was like, it would recommend that I do more incline presses and low to high flies. And I mean, if you look at what my routine has been like so far, there are plenty of days I don't have a single incline chest movement. So it makes sense that that's a weak area. Like little things like this that like all of a sudden it reveals to me like, oh, that's right, that is a problem. So as you guys probably saw in my last vlog, I replaced a couple of my movements with just incline stuff and the low to high flies. So I'm going to be focusing heavily on shaping out my chest on push days. I'm going to really be focusing on, I'm even going to add potentially some decline press to work on my lower pecs as well. But we're going to be working very heavily on upper chest. I just realized I was on autopilot just now, and I just completely went past my gym. And I've been past my gym, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to wrap up this brief conversation here about weak points before I end this intro, though. The last weak point, which I already knew was a genetic, not limit, I have bad genetics for this, is lower lats. It was saying, it's starting especially on like front lat spread and back lat spread. You can see my upper back developing, and you can see my upper lats really moving when I do that, when I do those poses, but that my lower lats need serious work. So the reason why I saved that for last is because that is largely what we're going to be working on today. As far as muscle mass, I don't need much more on my biceps, so I'm going to, on my pull days, although again, we're switching to full body very soon, on bicep work, it is going to be very maintenance. I'm not really looking to get crazy gains on biceps right now because that is definitely a strong point on my physique. We're going to be focusing very heavily on my back because I have great muscle density back there. I've got good thickness, but I don't have good width. So today we are going to be doing one-armed pullovers. We're going to be doing lat pull downs. We're going to be doing a couple row variations. We're going to be doing some cable crossovers for my rear delts. I really want to explode my rear delts. I don't feel like they're big enough. The AI didn't mention rear delts being a weakness, but I feel like it's a weakness just looking at myself. So yeah, today is going to be, we're really going to fry my back today. I really want to see what we can do there. Yeah, so I guess that's everything that I need to say for now. Let's go ahead and get after it. We're going to hit back and biceps, and then we're going to do some bag work. As always, we may do a little bit of shadow boxing as well, because that is consistently being recommended to me as well. So let's go. right, that's going to do it for day 89. Ignore the hair. I've just stopped caring about it today. That was solid. Really feeling it in my lats, hoping that that means that we're going to get some good growth from them. It's cooling down a little bit outside. Some rain's on the way, so we love that. Feeling good. We're feeling good. Got some really good movement today on the heavy bag. So yeah, just all positive around here. It's going to be leg day tomorrow. We're going to hit it a little heavier than we did last time. Now that we're positive, you know, the ankle's doing a little bit better. And yeah, we're getting a lot closer to making a decision about getting back to regular MMA training. So peace, guys. Subscribe.